Sorry, I had to split this thing in two. So I was saying that they were trying to make me think of this little sister as if she was like 18. Like they have these battles where it's like maybe she just turned 18. And so I'm like, no, she looks super teenager. She like 16, 17 years old. And they were trying to force me to go there with my thoughts. I'm like, nope. And at this point, I still haven't tried to look it up. I'm like, no, she's like 16, 17. Now you want me to think that she's 18, so you can try to force me to be like, oh, it's not you. Oh, she was not 18. You thought she was. And in my head, they're like, oh, no, you're lying. You still think she's 18. No, no, no. You want me to think that she's 18. She's 16, 17. I'm saying that now. I haven't checked if I'm right or not, but this is what I really would think. You're trying to make me think otherwise. They're like, oh, maybe that's her birthday. Maybe it's like, no, 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 no. She is a kid that's underage. You're trying to do to make me think otherwise. She looked like a kid, and you make me trying to think as an adult. As I'm saying that, they're like, you'll kill yourself. Okay, before I kill myself, let me say that you are trying to make me look at this kid in a sexual way. Then because you can't do that now, you're trying to make me have to think like she's an adult. So you can say, oh, you thought she was out, oh, she's out, they're desperate. So this is how pathetic this thing is. These people are disgusting. So this 16, 17, and I'm saying that out loud, not in my brain where you guys trying to make me back and forth and try to make me think. She's a kid, a child that's 16, 17 years old. Right? That they want me to. And she looked very much, so she's a very like lengthy, and I was thinking, because they try to like sometimes what they do is like they want me to prep what I'm gonna say. But I was like the way she looked like she's a lengthy, skinny, like kind of awkwardly like 16, 17-year old kid that's right. Like it's just that. Do you know, like even last night I was like, I am not subscribing. I know you want me to think that she's maybe 18, she just turned 18, like, but like because it's still no. I know the tactics. This is what they do to try to push you to think this way, and then they go, oh, you see? Mm-mm. And they try to do that at the time. They try, and I was like, no, there's no way. There's no way. It's like 16, 17-year-old kid. I know that's why you stimulate me like that. And ever since I haven't been trying to um haven't felt comfortable going through this person's story because as soon as I look at her, they're gonna do the stimulations. And you gotta understand this is so pathetic. That now is that. Now they even in your thoughts try to push you to think a certain way. So you can be like, oh, you see, oh, you thought it was that, huh? Oh, you see, oh yeah, right, yeah, you are Robert. They have no shame. And now, I was watching this thing where it's a show about like the first kiss, right? Or kissing someone for the first time. And watch this. I have social anxiety and 18. Why are you here today? To get my first kiss. How come you? Hi. Hi. So there was this thing about the first kiss, right? And you see this girl, a very pretty girl. I'm thinking initially like she's like 21, maybe early 20s, and I'm thinking she's 20, 21, early 20s, really early 20s. But she's even younger. She's only 18 years old. What's your name and how old are you? Maya, and I'm 18. Why are you here today? To get my first kiss. How come you've never kissed anyone before? I'm very introverted, so it's really hard for me to reach out and connect with people. I have social anxiety, and everybody describes it as getting sparks. So maybe I'll have sparks, maybe not. Are you nervous? Very, extremely. I don't know if you could tell from my body language, but extremely nervous. I'm gonna have you close your eyes, and I'm gonna bring the person in. Hands over the feet. Open. Hi. Hi. I'm Natalie. I'm Daisy. Nice to meet you. Oh, that's such a cute name. Thank you. Should we shake hands or hug? Hug. Shake hands. Am I at all what you expected? You're pretty. Thank you. Yeah, no, you have great energy. Thank you. You're super cute. So, sure, you're what I expected. Do you think Becca is attractive? Yeah, you are attractive. You little nose ring. Oh my god. You're making me blush. No, you're making me blush. Do you have any advice? So she, very, she's very like very charming and sweet, like very young, innocent, and heartwarming, to be honest. It's just, but initially when I went through the video, I got a little stimulations, right? I get like I was getting some weird feeling, and I'm like, I don't care, because if she's an adult and I'm feeling like that, it's okay. Like it's okay. Like she's not pretty, but if I'm getting a little stimulation like that, if I'm getting sensation and she's an adult, I'm not gonna be like, I don't care. It's like whatever. And I'm looking at it, and I'm the more I'm listening to her talk and everything, then she gives her age. It's like, oh, this is why I was getting these feelings. They were forcing me to get the stimulation, but because you know when I look at them, and I see that they're, if they are in adult, if it's an adulthood, somebody in adulthood, I'm like whatever, you make me feel feelings toward an adult, I don't care. Or this is a feeling toward another, like I don't try to examine it, is this organically happening? And then you realize, oh, that's why. And then I watch the video, see she's such a like a innocent, adorable, like no, innocent, very like, she will not like, it's just like, oh, I just want to give her a hug, to be honest. Yeah, like it's like, oh, you're such a sweet, it's such a like baby, like, oh, bless you, like that's that kind of feeling. And yes, she's very pretty, but it's just like, you're a baby. You're an adult, but you're just a baby. And um, it's just so sad. As I'm saying that, people are like, oh, they're gonna bless you. Basically, they're gonna rape you or something. It's like I'm being blessed, and even though we might talk about different type of blessing, I've been blessed that I didn't have to do what you do. And some trust like, oh, you thought she was 20 years old, huh? I'm like, Jesus. They live an alternate reality that they think I'm gonna let them live and accept in this thing. They force you to have stimulation, just because she was 18 that they started giving me this feeling. It's so sad. And so I stop and like, and when I look at it, it's like, oh, this is why, this is the fake stuff. And don't, if somebody, if she looks like an adult, if she doesn't look, but if she's an adult and they give me this, it's like, okay, whatever. Like I'm not gonna examine if this is something that's happening organically if you're an adult. I don't really care that much. I'm gonna move on to like whatever. Then I'm watching this video more, and it's like, oh, she's really innocent looking. She's look very young. And I'm like, okay, that's perhaps what I see, that they're pushing a little bit. I mean, I'm thinking she's only maybe like 20 years old. Oh, she's even younger than that. She's just only 18. She's like really a baby. And so I was like, this is why you cranked up. And I'm watching more of it. I was like, oh, this is truly she's just a sweetheart. She's like she's innocent, like this is innocent. Like it's just it's sad. Like it's not sad, but it's like, oh, that's just wholesome almost. And that's why they would try to make me feel this way. That's why they were forcing me to feel the stimulation. I recognized it after. I was like, that's why. This is why they forced me to. Um, that's when you just realize, okay, even your sensation estimation at this point, you can't accept them, because that things are manipulating you, and they want you to accept. Oh no, you just like do you think I look at that, I was like, oh my gosh, I want that. Not to say she's very pretty, but I don't look at her as like, oh, they look like she looks sound like an innocent street. Like it's just, I want to give her a hug. That's what I want to. Like it makes me like, oh, you're such a, oh. Now obviously your job is to make me accept this persona, right? You're supposed to make me believe that, this is what I want. Of course I wouldn't want to be with 18-year-old. What the hell? Look at this, she her first kiss, and you know um but they their job is to make me accept this, like I said in the first part of this video, I talked about the baby, like who's that's actually a baby. And as I'm saying, that is right, the thought they make me have. So I gotta put things in a level of priority. Am I gonna be like extremely mad that they forced me to be stimulated toward an 18-year-old? No, especially an 18-year-old that's really innocent too. It's like, I'm sure there's like beautiful 18-year-old that'll be like, wow, but this is like she's such a sweetheart. She's such a innocent person, in a sense that You want to give her a hug more than anything. And they're trying so bad to make me look at her in a more sexual way, which is not hard because she's, after all, somewhat an adult. Even though I'm barely an adult, you can create more. And now they try to create it in more of ways and other ways, but it's just like you're just trying to, you're just making me feel this way now, right? And that they've done that many times, with those like young adults or like late teens like that. They just phew, they can create something. They force me to have like perceptions of them in different ways. There's one time when it was so bad. I think I talked about it. It was like this. I was with this woman who's like a she was like running a school, and she had pictures of friend like on her fridge about she had pictures of her friend. Sorry, she had pictures on her fridge, and the picture of her fridge was the kids that she was like teaching, not teaching, but the school she was running, right? And there was like this high school kids, and there was this like kid who, for a second, even though she had a uniform, I thought she looked like a staff member. Now, they tried to make me look at her in a sexual way, but it was kind of forced. Like I could tell, like, you're forcing me to look at this kid in this way. You're making me look at this person this way, regardless. Then I'm looking at her. It's like, this is actually a kid. And I even asked her, it's like, "Are those your sister students?" I was like, "Yes." And I'm looking, "Oh, that's a kid." And she has a uniform. The way I was processing what I'm saying took me a second. But even if, let's just say, she wasn't a kid, I would not even look at her in a sexual, like, she would not be like somebody who make me look at her in a stimulating way. But they were trying to make me look at her as so much as in a sexual way that they forced me to like kind of look at her private, like, it's just so disgusting. But that's what they do. They can control your perception and make you see things in a different fashion. And so I know when they manipulate me, and I am aware that these perceptions are no longer mine. Now they want me to be certain, they want me to be scared of this things as if it's me. You know how many times they tell me I'm going to get raped, I'm going to be tortured. It's like, I'd rather get raped and tortured than force somebody to try to look at kids in a sexual way. That is your job. And they tell me, "Oh, you're gonna bomb, you're gonna do that." It's like, yeah, I rather listen. I rather live on the street, starve myself to death on the street, than having to do what you do and make somebody believe this falsified reality that you manipulate in the people's brain. And they want me to be scared of it because they want me to see them as like, no, they just caught you. We're not manipulating. Stop it. It's too much. I'm being too validated. You play with people's perception. You play with the libido. You play with all kind of things. You manipulate them in all the different ways. You work for pedophiles. You guys are actually the people that should be catching. You guys are filled with pedos, and you are here trying to make you accept these pedophile ways of thinking. Try to force somebody to think in these pedophile ways, their perception and everything else. And they're like, haha, bomb. Please continue to live this lavish life. Please. It's disturbing to think that I could, like, if I had the option that they had and made a mistake, I could be living life doing this, bomb. And I'm in this program that's obviously doing this manipulation. They know this. Oh no, we had a war. We proved it. This is delusional people. Oh my god, Palm. Oh my god. These people can't even speak about a pedophile that's picking up kids. It's like, oh, trash. I know these people as the bottom feeders that they are. I see them as that. They sold the soul to pedophiles, and now they're here forcing people to have these disturbing perceptions. Force them to look at kids in a sexual way, force them to think of them in a sexual way, do this disturbing from the babies, which it was those are the worst of the worst. Oh, the worst of the worst, to the older kids, and try to make you accept these things. And they're like, oh, it's not fair. It's absolutely fair. These people that have issues with pedophilia work for work for people who have a bunch of pedophiles in those agencies, are trying to get you to accept this pedophilia type of tormenting that they implement with this technology that has the ability to override you, to override your thoughts, to force you to experience things. And they choose to torment people in a pedophilia ways when, ironically enough, they are filled with pedophiles in these agencies. This is disgusting. It's like it's almost like biblical. Oh, you guys gonna try to fight? Okay, by the way, you guys are actually a bunch of pedophiles. Oh, the BuzzFeed comes up, bunch of pedophiles in this agency. As I'm talking right now, my pancreas or my organs are just being destroyed, and I know that my organs are being broken down. That's why I'm like, I gotta make as many videos as I can because there'll be a time when I won't be able to do this. And you hear these people outside, low life cowards, that say, "Oh, we dared." Cowards that work for pedophiles that use this technology to try to make somebody subscribe to this thing. And then on top of that, then they try to play, oh no, we're doing it for the woman that you know you've done wrong to or something. I'm like, do you know why I'm so validated? It's because I know that you guys torture women not only in this psychological way, but in also in the sexual way. They rape women using this technology, and they try to counter it by saying, "Oh, you're gonna get knocked out," because I know they rape women using this technology. That's what some women say they can't even walk. I feel like knockouts, change subject. Not only to do this mental, psychological nastiness, which women specifically has said they've been doing these things of program perversion when they aim it toward children. And she also says that she's been raped repeatedly using this technology. They have no shame. They're trash. They're the bottom feeders. And they just mean you're gonna get knocked out, okay? You work in a program that rapes women, that manipulate their thoughts in this disturbing pedophilia, and push people to kill themselves in these nasty ways. And by the way, this agency is filled with pedophiles. And by the way, you are not responsible for me being in this program. The person responsible in this program is the reason why, and it has helped causes such as reversing Roe versus Wade law. So when you play the this feminist and activist, it's BS. It's just a fraud. I know that. And you can't even talk about an actual pedophile who picked up children as young as 14 years old when he was in his 30s. It's fair because now look at you try to counter that. It's fair because your job now is to cover that up while you force me to experience these disturbing things towards children. You see how fair it is? This is your value now. That's why you don't want to be seen. That's the humiliation you have to live with. This is why you don't want to be seen by me because I will take a picture of you and show this is the kind of people that will create this nastiness and try to make you feel guilty. It's fair. It's fair that I know that the reason why I'm dying it has nothing to do with you. Maybe you're deploying these things, but the true reason why I'm dying is because I mess with somebody who have power in those other side of these things. You're just the bottom feeders in this. You're the one who have to sit there, do the dirty work, and try to play and act like as if I'm this is happening organically. So if I get knocked out, if I get stabbed up, I rather go through that than having to leave your dirty, nasty, low lifeness. They try to feel empowered when they're just doing nothing in this program. Trash. They work for pedophiles and they try to make you accept this pedophilia type of torture. This person is watching and creating thoughts that are pedophilia centric, and that's her job. Then she gotta walk around and pretend like she's normal. I'd rather die from this organ failures than having to live my life doing this like this and then die working for pedos, torturing children and women, and try to cover that up. So to all my target individuals, they never subscribe to this. You could be living like them. You could be living this sad trash life. And they try to sound themselves. They want to sound fierce. The biggest cowards you might ever seen on earth. They're like knock out because somebody else is not gonna knock me out. These people don't even want to be seen. Oh, we dared hiding back. They haven't been on this. They haven't been like they don't even try to go near a balcony. 3 in the morning, 6 in the morning. That's when they dare. This is the kind of things they have to do. On top of that, they work in this pedophilia disturbingness, while remotely torture you and do these things to your organs and try to sound fierce about it when they just cowards that are scared. Truly are scared. They wanted to live this fantasy. You didn't let them. I'm not letting them. So to all my target individual, this death is dignified. You could be living like this trash. working for peddlers. They're going to watch you die. They don't know what's going to happen to them. Look at them. They had to leave doing these things. Working for pedophiles, forcing you to have this pedophile type of thoughts. But on top of that, with me, I get the honor to know that the people who put me in this program sponsor a pedophile, and these people can't even say his name because they know better. You see who's in power, really. So they kill me, they torture me because I was putting these people, but people who actually have influence in this world, in this country, but they know better than say the wrong things. So it's fair because they know their place. So to all my target individuals, stay strong.